Whenever I think about slasher films, Scream from 1996 instantly pops into my head. It really shook up the whole horror genre, didn't it?
Totally. The way it poked fun at horror movie cliches while still being genuinely terrifying, that mix was pretty groundbreaking. People weren't expecting a horror film to be so self-aware at the time.
Exactly. It's almost like Scream was winking at the audience the whole time. But at the same time, it managed to deliver real scares. That's a tough balance.
I remember watching it for the first time and thinking, wait, am I supposed to laugh or scream? That blend kept everyone guessing, and it's a big reason why the movie still holds up today.
Speaking of what made the film so unique, I've always been fascinated by the real-life inspiration behind Scream's story. Did you know it was loosely based on something called the Gainesville Ripper case?
Yeah, that real-life tragedy in Florida back in the early 90s definitely influenced the tone. The idea of a masked killer haunting a small town feels even creepier when you realize it's pulling from actual events.
It gives the movie this extra layer of unease. People weren't just scared of Ghostface. There was that unsettling thought that something like this could actually happen.
Exactly, and I think that's why the opening scene with Drew Barrymore hits so hard. It's not pure fantasy horror, it taps into our real-life fears about home invasion and violence.
That actually reminds me. The production itself had its share of challenges, especially shooting those intense death scenes. There's always a fine line between scary and over the top.
Absolutely. And the opening with Drew Barrymore was especially tough. The crew reportedly shot that for days everyone was exhausted, and getting the right emotional pitch was tricky. Drew was genuinely shaken after some takes.
And let's not forget the technical stuff. The blood effects, the timing of the killer's entrances, it's all super precise. One little mistake, and the whole scene loses its impact.
Plus, working with practical effects instead of CGI meant the team had to get creative. Sometimes they'd have to reset everything just because the fake blood landed in the wrong spot. Talk about pressure.
I've heard that editing Scream was almost as challenging as filming it. The director, Wes Craven, had to juggle a ton of footage to keep that tight pace and suspense.
That's right, and the editing is what really makes those scary moments land. They chopped and rearranged shots to get just the right rhythm, sometimes just a fraction of a second, made all the difference between a jump scare and a flop.
It was almost like putting together a really intense puzzle. Each cut had to build the tension, but also let the audience catch their breath before the next shock.
And balancing the movie's humor with its horror in the editing room, that's no easy feat. They managed to keep it funny without undermining the scares, which is a huge part of why Scream stands out.
Looking back now, it's wild how much Scream changed the whole horror landscape. I feel like every slasher since has borrowed something from it.
No kidding, after Scream, you started seeing way more self-aware characters and clever twists in horror movies. It made filmmakers realize audiences were getting smarter and wanted something fresh.
Even now, when a new scary movie comes out, I catch myself spotting little nods to Scream. It's like the film set a new rulebook for the genre.
And honestly, I love that it still sparks conversations about what makes a horror movie truly scary or fun. Scream's influence just keeps echoing through pop culture.